Hi, garden friends. Welcome back to Girls Grow Wildly, where I keep things peaceful, pretty, and planted with purpose. If you are starting out with a garden and you want to plant flowers and you do not know where to begin, you are in the right place. Today, I'm going to be sharing my best tips to beginners to help your blooms thrive even if you've never planted a single seed. So you want to get a cup of tea and sit with me. I have my notes here to help me give you the best tips and advice to starting your blooms. So let's get right in. And I do want to mention that I am a permaculturist, and I'll get more into that later on. But anyway, let's get right into the video. For the first tip that I'm going to give you today is going to be I want you to choose what type of flower do you want to purchase. Is it going to be an annual or is it going to be a perennial? What you want to do when you go into like a nursery to buy your flowers, they will have signs that say annual or perennials. You want to choose your color theme first to make sure that you are picking the right flowers for your garden. And for annuals, that means that they grow from one season. If they only last for one season. With a perennial, they definitely come back year after year. And some of the annuals, it's like over 1,000 of different types of flowers. So I'm just going to give you a few. Like some of the annuals could be a sunflower, a marigold, and there are so many more. For a perennial, that could be like a lavender, that can be peonies, that can be black-eyed Susans, and there are many more as well. You also have wildflowers, often found in native, like in your local nurseries. They have a lot of wild native flowers, which I love. And those could be daisies, they can be poppies, they can be bluebells, they could be salvias, they could be catmint, and the list goes on and on. So for number three, you definitely want to check in your yard where the sun is. Is it going to be full sun? Is it going to be part sun? Because a lot of the flowers do require full sun. So if the sun comes up in your garden, like I'll give you an example. In my garden, the sun comes up in the mornings and it's in the front of my home. And then in the afternoons, after maybe about 1 or 2 o'clock, it's in my backyard. So you want to find out exactly where the sun is before you purchase your flowers, because like I said, many of the flowers need sunlight. Most flowers need up to 6 to 8 hours of sun, and so you must know your sunlight first. Number four, you definitely want to choose the soil type and the quality. A lot of beginners don't really know this and they don't really understand this, but I'm going to give you some tips and you can write these down if you like. Loamy soil. If you have loamy soil, it's going to retain moisture and it drains excessive water, which could be good. You might have a clay soil, like I have a lot of clay here. It holds so much nutrients. It drains slowly, but if we mix it with compost and with organic matter, the flowers do very well. You may have sandy, and sandy type soil will drain fast, but you definitely going to need a lot of compost to give it the nutrients that it needs for your flowers. So the key here is you want to know your soil before you buy your plants. Number four is going to be you want to plan your watering system and you want to schedule it. Will you want to put in a drip system? with irrigation, or would you want to water directly to the roots? So there's something called the soak hoses. And what that means is this hole has a lot of holes where it helps the water come out. It flows very evenly throughout the roots of your flowers. And then if you decide you want to manually water, and that's just with consistent hand water, and some people just take a hose. Me, I do the since I'm a permaculturist, I collect rainwater, which to me is really beneficial. It's really nutrients um, to the flowers and my vegetable garden. So the key here is you definitely want to set a schedule based on your plant's needs. You also want to know the requirements for the water, and a lot of times they will have that listed on the instructions when you purchase your flowers. And it could be, far as the requirements, it could be low water, it could be medium water, or it could be high water. Low water, that means you water when the soil is dry. Medium water, you definitely want to water regularly. So when the soil slightly gets dry, you don't want to overwater. And then with the high water, you definitely want to keep the soil moist. So make sure you're paying attention to the instructions on the little tag that's on the plants that you purchase, and it will definitely have the requirements there. I definitely highly recommend, you don't have to do it, but you want to mulch. And mulching is definitely going to help to retain the water needs. It's definitely going to maintain the soil's moisture. And this helps with the roots moisture. It'll keep the roots moisturized. It'll keep them cool in the summer. And then in the winter, it'll keep them warm. Mulching definitely helps with weed control. It prevents weed growth. So I highly, highly recommend that you do mulch as well. Um, you also want to fertilize only if it's needed. And like I said on there, the requirements will tell you if those flowers need fertilizing. You definitely want to pay attention to that as well, because that is important to help during the growing season. You want to follow the recommended plant instructions, as I said before. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment. And I also, if you are going to start your first garden, I want you to put in the comments that you are in, and list your city to join my 1,000 family mission to starting your first garden. So if you enjoyed my video, please like and comment, and I will definitely see you on the next video.